Hello again. It's still Catterday. I'm gonna do another video here, and I'm gonna go for another AoE hitter, similar to Leapfrog, different color. We got Suraya here. Alright, so what is Soraya's hero grade? Well, oddly enough, it's just like Leapfrog's, and it's a C. I think she's a little bit worse than Leapfrog, though. So, she has slow charge. He's got 48 average charge. That is definitely a point for Leapfrog and not a point for Suraya, unfortunately. Now, she does do more damage to the target and nearby enemies, so deals 240 to target and nearby enemies, so she covers 3 as well. And then the caster and nearby allies get plus 32% critical chance for 3 turns. So that's not bad either. But the slow speed definitely is a drawback. Absolutely. That always is a drawback. Although I do find the tile play in this game a heck of a lot better than Empires and Puzzles. So the slower heroes do charge fairly, I won't say quickly isn't the word, but at a decent rate for them being slow charge, especially if you're comparing it to Empires and Puzzles, where it's just so frustrating trying to get some of the slow heroes to go off before they die. I'm a big fan of Isarnia over there. 5-star blue hero that does defenses down, but damn, man, she won't last. She won't last half the time for her to charge up. But I find my slow blues here, they do last, which is really good. The tile play really helps out, especially being able to throw a square here. So, slow heroes here, as agonizing as it is to wait for them to charge up, sometimes it isn't that bad in comparison to other games. I love the tile play here. Alright, so she's rated that way because she's just, like, her health isn't that bad. Her defenses are kind of meh, and she's not that great for war machines, unless you're going to set her off with charge drinks, energy drinks. But being a slower charge speed, that'll of course consume more energy drinks to get her full so she can hit and give you that critical chance up for 3 turns on the war machine. So she's definitely not great for that. So she's not great for defense either. And all of that accounts for part of that C rating. So let's go into sharpshooter class. Break down our talent here. Sharpshooters are always on target. Good to know. Okay, so Pierce. So she has a 5% chance to bypass defensive buffs. That's pretty handy when you're facing counterattackers. And when she does do that, the extra 50% damage to the HP if the target has armor. So, it's not a great class, but it is handy. That can be very, very handy. Especially when we see counterattackers. You still see Rana, you still see Flint, even in some of the top teams that are rating. And of course, you do see Billy Bob. Billy Bobbers every once in a while throwing his corn. So, not bad for that. So, 5%, 10, 15, 20, 25% chance to bypass defensive buffs. I would never put any emblems on her, to be quite honest. I really, really wouldn't. If you do, though, she's an attacking hero. So attack, and then of course help out with her kind of shoddy defenses if you go down that path. So attack, health that time. There's speed. So let's look into that speed. She is, what, 35 slow? Okay, so that's pretty much at the bottom of the 12 tile range. That 2% really isn't going to help her much because she's got to get to 43 to get to the next breakpoint. That 2% speed just isn't going to help a heck of a lot. That might give her an extra tile, or sorry, an extra speed point. So might take her to 36. She's still got to get to 43 to get into the next breakpoint. But a speed weapon might help with that. It would have to be at least a 7-point speed weapon though, if you were to put that speed on her for the charge bonus. So yeah, I don't know. That to me is a waste of resources, personally. I don't even use her in this account, and I hardly ever did. Tried in the very beginning in yellow stacks when I needed some yellow stacks for either war or on an event, but yeah, just too slow. She's outclassed, unfortunately, by others in the yellow range. Jonah's very good, Catalina's good. So, and then you got creepy little smile man here. He's pretty good, actually, for a 3-star, so decent hero, this guy. So she ends up kind of being outclassed. And in my alt account, I've only ever used her for the emblems, because I don't have enough sharpshooters yet in that account. So I've been using her for the emblem quest, but I've also only leveled her up to 2 something. Like, I don't think I'm going to put the 3rd promotion on her. So, like, here I leveled her up fully, but she's only at, what, 224 or something in my alt account, and I don't think I'm probably going to give her that 3rd promotion. Because once I do get some sharpshooters to do the emblem quests, I'm not going to need her, so that was one use for her, though. And I suppose when you're first starting out, that can apply to any of the 10 emblem classes, that you may need the heroes, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to fully level them either. If they're just going to get outclassed by other heroes that you have waiting, you've got 4 and 5 stars that you want to get leveled up because you've done a lot of pulls when you first started, then Suraya's gonna get left behind like she has here in my main account. So something to think about for sure. That you can certainly she can take a hit or two being at 224 or whatever she is, and that's fine, and then I just won't waste my resources on her to give her that 3rd promotion and take her to 360. So that's what I'm planning on there. I've got 2 Jonahs in my alt account too, so I'd much rather see the 2 Jonahs level. Alright, let's run down some weapons options for her. So lots of speed weapons in the yellow category, but we'll do the calculation to see if it actually helps her, because not too many of them do, unfortunately. Weapons, come on, come up. Hey, there you go, saw first thing. Alright, 19% critical chance, so if you are using her on offense, pretty good. And then I don't have the roadblock, but I pretty much have every other yellow weapon, so we'll just find the roadblock. And there it is. So armor damage as well. And then you got resistance. So if you do happen to need her on defense, then you've got a 33% chance to do resistance if she's on defense. But honestly, we're gifted Catalina. Everybody is at first. And she's a much better option to take up at first. She can tank. Catalina can for a while, and you work on her while you get other 3-star and up heroes going. So that's another reason Suraya probably falls to the wayside, so to speak. Alright, so let's go over the master weapons options that you do have. Now I have the 3-star one in my roster here, so we'll go hit that one up first. And health gain 30 per turn. Not bad. That's not bad, considering how shoddy her defenses are. That will certainly help her. So the 4-star is the mammoth, and that is burn damage, so 60% damage over 2 turns. And that will stack, and that's not a bad option, considering she is an AoE hitter that will hit 3, and you can burn to all 3 with the mammoth. The Bronco Peacekeeper is one of the 5-star yellow master weapons, and that's 40 health per turn. So that would be 10 more than this one, if you happen to get that Bronco Peacekeeper. And then you got the Martha, that's the other 5-star master weapon. The Martha Maw. That is hitting through dodge and blinding. And that has an 18% chance to do that. Hit through the dodge or blinding. And 28% critical chance. So definitely a good offensive weapon there, if you happen to get that Maw weapon. Martha Maw. Alright, so that's a rundown of the master weapons. Now let's go through the other weapons here. Alright, the Talon. I love the Talon. 26% critical chance and putting up her health a bit if you use that. Could work offense or defense, but that is more offensive based to me. Alright, the Ragnarok, which was one of the past weapon of the months. 16% dodge. Dodge is king. So good defensively. Now the speed, she's 35, so you add in those 6 speed points. And that only puts her at 41, so she's still in the same category of being slow. Unfortunately, does not help her. Which is too bad, because a lot of the yellow weapons do help the yellow heroes. In this case, she's just too slow at that speed. So same here with the Triss. You put 35, 7 on the 35. That only brings her to 42, which unfortunately is just under the breakpoint of 43. So if you did happen to put that speed on her down the talent grid, then you could push her past the breakpoint. She'd be at 43 average, and she would drop a tile from a 12 to 11 to charge up. Ghosted tiles would stay the same though. At 6. I don't think that's worth that. I don't think it's worth the resources to do that just to get her to drop 1 tile and make her a little bit functionally faster. Because let's face it, 11 tiles is still quite a bit. So, alright, the Scrum. Critical chance. Good offensively. Defensively, dodge. On the Liquefier, that's another Triss. Okay, and then we got into the 3-star weapons. Not a chance. 35 would only make it 38. It's still in the same category. This doesn't help her at all. The Berserk would, though. 7% resistance on defense. That's not bad. That looks like a pretty high defenses, too. 137. Yeah. Yeah, so that one's definitely made to be a defensive weapon. Oh yeah, that is high defenses. What are you guys at? 146. There you go. Defensive weapon here too. Alright, so yeah, she's She's okay. She's nothing great. I'm not a big fan of her either. Just like I'm not a big fan of Leapfrog. But why don't we take him out for a stroll here and do the last 2 levels of this quest. Gonna break them out of their cages. Woo! You guys haven't been out of your cages in ages. Alright, so critical chance weapon here. This guy will hit through dodge. What other ones do I want to bring? Do I want to bring Victoria and blow some shit up or what? Okay. Let's do that. And let's take my man Rover. I like Rover. Okay. Let's go, you guys. See what you 3 stars can do. Ah, darn it. Almost had me self a grenade there. And that's why everybody loves Victoria. Seriously, just kicks ass. Yep. There she goes. She's finally charged. So we got critical chance on all the heroes now. I think this will probably finish them off though. Yeah. She's just got an awesome special. So does Coffee Man there in the corner. Didn't have enough tiles to charge Mr. Latte though. Or Mrs. Latte, I guess. I'm just gonna keep on calling him Coffee Man, I swear. I'll say, okay, so critical chance is on, so the green tiles will do some extra damage, so will the blue tiles from Rover. Wow. This is kind of a crummy board. What the heck? Give me some combos here. Oh, I don't want to use Coffee Man special yet. There we go. Now we'll just blow up the bosses. Rover and Leapfrog didn't even get to hit. Dude. And that's why everybody keeps lots of Victorias in their roster. I got 2 leveled up. Probably do a 3rd at some point. That was hilarious. Alright. So there you go. It's a bit of a breakdown on Suraya. You can decide for yourself whether she or not she's worth the mats. I personally don't think so after using her, and being that C rating when there's other better yellows kind of puts her down a bit. So anyway, again, happy Saturday. Take care.